Imagine waking up tomorrow with $10 million in your bank account. No debt, no rent, no financial pressure. You could buy the house you've always wanted, drive the car you've always dreamed about, travel whenever you want, and finally tell yourself, I've made it. But here's the uncomfortable question. What if becoming rich makes you poorer? Not financially, spiritually. Because the Bible never said money was the problem. It warned us about something much more dangerous, loving it. And there's a reason Jesus talked about money so much. Meet David. David is 28 years old. He works hard. He wakes up at 5:30 every morning. He works his day job, runs a side business at night, and invests whatever is left. David isn't trying to become a billionaire. He just wants freedom. Freedom from bills, freedom from debt, freedom from asking his employer for permission to take a vacation. And every month, his bank account gets a little bigger. $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. Then one day, David reaches his first major financial milestone. $100,000. He stares at the number on his screen, and for the first time he thinks, maybe I'm finally safe. But something changes. The $100,000 wasn't enough. Now David wanted $250,000, then $500,000, then $1 million. The goal kept moving. His salary increased. His investments increased. But strangely, his peace didn't. He bought a bigger apartment, then a nicer car, then expensive clothes, then restaurants that cost more than his first phone. And every purchase had the same justification. I worked for this. And technically, he was right. But David had made a subtle mistake. He had stopped asking, how much money do I need? And started asking, how much money can I get? Those sound like the same question. They're not. Thousands of years ago, Jesus told a story about a man who had a very similar problem. His land produced an enormous harvest, so much that he didn't know where to store it. And the man said, I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then he told himself, you have plenty of good things stored up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? The man wasn't condemned because his harvest was large. He wasn't condemned because he was successful. He was condemned because his entire definition of success had become himself. His barns were getting bigger, but his soul wasn't. And then God said, you fool. That's one of the most terrifying financial lessons in the Bible. You can become incredibly successful and still be a complete failure in the things that matter most. This is where Christian finance becomes different. The goal isn't simply, how can I get rich? The better question is, how can I become a faithful steward of whatever God puts in my hands? Your salary is a resource. Your business is a resource. Your investment portfolio is a resource. Your skills are a resource. Even your time is a resource. The question isn't whether you have much or little. The question is, what are you doing with it? Because wealth is not just about what you possess. It's about what possesses you. You can have 50,000 naira and be controlled by money. And you can have 50 million naira and refuse to let money control your heart. That's why Proverbs says, honor the Lord with your wealth. Notice the order. Honor God first, then manage the wealth. Not get wealthy first and remember God later. So how do you actually apply this? Here are 4 rules. Rule number 1, earn honestly. Don't build your financial future on deception. A profitable business built on dishonesty isn't biblical prosperity. It's simply expensive bondage. Rule number 2, spend intentionally. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Every purchase is a vote for the kind of life you're building. Rule number 3, save and invest wisely. Faith doesn't mean financial irresponsibility. The Bible praises wisdom, preparation, and diligence. You can trust God and still have a budget. You can pray for provision and still build an emergency fund. You can believe in God's future and still prepare for tomorrow. Rule number 4, give generously. Because giving breaks one of money's strongest powers, the illusion that everything belongs to you. Go back to David. One evening, David sits alone in his expensive apartment. His investments are doing well. His career is growing. His bank account looks incredible. But he realizes something. He has spent years building a life that looks successful, without ever deciding what success actually means. So he opens his Bible and he reads, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." And suddenly the verse feels different, because David finally understands. His bank statements weren't just showing him where his money was going, they were showing him what he valued. So he changes the question, not how much can I accumulate, but how much can I faithfully manage? Not how expensive can my lifestyle become, but how much freedom can I create to serve God and others? Not how can money make me important, but how can God use what He has placed in my hands? Maybe you're watching this with almost nothing in your bank account. Maybe you're drowning in debt. Maybe you're building a business. Maybe you're already wealthy. Wherever you are, remember this: money is a terrible master, but it can be a powerful servant. Don't spend your entire life chasing a number that can never satisfy you. Build wealth, learn financial discipline, invest wisely, create businesses, provide for your family, give generously. But never forget who the money belongs to, because one day you won't be asked how impressive your bank account looked. You'll be asked what you did with what you were given. This is Christian finance, where we don't just learn how to make money, we learn how to make money serve a purpose. If you want to build wealth without losing your soul in the process, subscribe. Because we're going to talk about money from a biblical perspective.